Hello. Well, we've entered phase two. So here we go. We're going to see the reality as it unfolds over the next several weeks in this part of our hopes to reopen our society and keep things traveling. We've had 5 people now that have become the jokesters for us that make their best attempts at keeping us smiling. So here's another one. Do you know how to make 7 even? You minus the S. There you go. So today's Monday, June the 8th. This coming Sunday will be our first live worship assembly since March 15th. Nearly 3 months ago. Wow. I have trouble believing that it could have been that long since we all met. As I stated yesterday at the beginning of our virtual assembly, we will meet next Sunday, June 14th. We're going to be following all the mandated guidelines that's been communicated to us by the governor's office. But for today, I want to just kind of do some very simple preliminary things that help us get going so that we can understand what's going to be happening. We're going to have 2 services, one at 8:30, one at 10:30, both this Sunday morning. And we're going to have some, if you will, pre-registration in order to reserve seats for yourself. And that seating chart form is live now on our website. And we ask you to start doing that now, start filling it out. But I've been asked some of these questions about this process. Like number 1, why are we having 2 services? Well, one of the guidelines that you perhaps have watched that have come down from the governor is a mandated 35 square feet per person in a room. So you take the square footage of our auditorium, divide it by 35, and you come out with 88 people. So that's why we can only have 88 people in there. We're going to have approximately 15 people with the praise team and the sound booth people and the welcome people and myself that will be there. And so that kind of narrows the number down a bit more. And so in order to give you an opportunity to come and worship and still be 6 feet away from others and to be safe, to be remaining healthy, we're going to go to 2 services to make that happen. Why not meet outside? Has been asked a lot. And we thought so hard about that. I think it's in all of our desires for us to meet outside, both because of the novelty of it, and it just makes things safer to be able to meet outside. But in Oregon in the spring, we cannot be certain if it's going to be raining or not. And we don't like the uncertainty that it puts on you as well as ourselves of having to communicate to you by, say, Thursday night. We will or won't be having our church service indoors or outdoors. If it's indoors, outdoors, it's one service. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It leaves too many questions up in the air all the time. If we decide to have service outdoors and then we have kind of a rogue cloud come through and drench us Sunday morning, then do we change? I mean, none of it makes sense. So we're going to keep it indoors. The good news about that is that I also announced is that on July the 12th, and periodically through the summer, we're going to try to have some outdoor services. We're going to have one on July the 12th at Steve and Kathy Jackson's house. I'm really looking forward to that. You'll get a lot more information relating to that very soon. Why are we requiring you to reserve seats? Well, this burden falls to Brianna Gabriel in organizing how we can seat people effectively. When you start doing the measurements and figuring out where to put people, just allowing you to come in and sit where you want and tell you to maintain a 6-foot clearance between you and others Just doesn't make sense. We wouldn't get 88 people in there. And so we're going to go this way and see how it works. It's an experiment that we're trying, but we really want to have a worship assembly. We don't want to turn anybody away if we can help it at all. But we do ask you, please, to be patient with us, to send your form in, allow Brianna to look at all of it, and then send you a confirmation of which service and which seats. It's a situation where, you may not. I hope you get to come at exactly the time you want to and sit right where you want to, but I beg your patience. If one of us calls you and says, we really need you to move to this service, please kind of go with the flow on that. We're working hard to make it happen so you can get exactly what you want. And another question is, why are we requiring your names? We're not going to be Big Brother on you. We want everybody to come, and we love when anonymous people show up. But the truth is, because of this virus, if a person that happens to come to our assembly comes down with the virus, they've required us to then tell them everyone that has come in contact with that person over the last couple of weeks. And so it's a precaution there so that the virus does not spread, so that everyone can be quarantined. And we, of course, hope none of this happens, but we simply have to be aware of it. Fortunately, on any given Sunday, with no problems with the virus, 60 days later, all that stuff gets torn up, and then it's not there. But that's to try to answer that question for you. We've never faced this type situation ever in our whole lives. It's all brand new. So we again ask for your patience as we try to figure out the best way to allow all of us to get together safely, with all of our health intact, so that we can worship together, enjoy each other, and still maintain all of the protocols that are put in place for our own health issues. We've put a lot of pressure on Brianna to kind of organize all of this. Expect when you get there to be asked to maintain a 6-foot distance before you even come in. We are going to take your temperature. We will ask you to allow us to seat you. I hate the formality. I just want everybody to come in, hug all over each other, and go to the seats and then have a wonderful time worshiping. But right now, we can't do it that way. I will give you a lot more information all week long as we plan for our first assembly in 3 months. God bless you. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.